To date, some Hausa Fulani are still seeking revenge over that coup. According to them, the Igbo people killed their politicians and that they are going to revenge, even though they have revenged that coup countless times. For instance, there was a counter coup and a civil war which was targeted against the Igbo people. The counter coup and the civil war was an ethnic cleansing against the Igbo people. They wanted to wipe the Igbo people out from the surface of the earth. IBB, as a military man who also experienced that coup and a former military head of state, did a book launch. He wrote a book, and in his book, he made a detailed explanation of what happened in that coup. According to him, that coup was not driven by ethnic sentiment. That is what most people are using the coup for. They are saying that the coup was an ethnic sentiment between the Igbos and the Hausa people. Now, let me read you an excerpt as was penned by General Babangida himself in his book. He said, "As a young officer who saw all of this from a distance, probably ethnic sentiment did not drive the original objective of the coup plotters. For instance, the head of the plotters, Major Kaduna Nzogu, was only Igbo in name. Born and raised in Kaduna, his immigrant parents were from Okpana in today's Delta State, which in 1966 was in the old Midwestern region. Nzogu spoke fluent Hausa and was as Hausa as any. He and his original team probably thought, even if naively, that they could turn things around for the better in the country." I will read you the broadcast that Nzogu made when they carried out that coup. But let's continue from what Babangida is saying. He said, "It should, however, be borne in mind that some senior officers of Igbo extraction were also victims of the January coup. For instance, my SY commander at the Recognizance Squadron in Kaduna, Lieutenant Colonel Otto Chinyelu Unebu, was brutally gunned down by his own brother, Major Chris Anafuro, in the presence of his pregnant wife at his 7 Point Road residence in Apapa for merely being a threat to the revolution. As a disciplined and strict officer who, as the quartermaster general of the army, was also in charge of ammunition, weapon, equipment, vehicles, and other vital items for the army, the coup plotters feared that he might not cooperate with them. It should also be remembered that some non-Igbo officers like Major Adewale Ademuyega, Captain Ganiyu Adeleke, Lieutenant Fola Oyewole, and Olafimiha took part in the failed coup. Another officer of Igbo extraction, Major John Obieno, crushed the coup. Those who argued that the original intention of the coup plotters was anything but ethnic refer to the fact that the initial purpose of the plotters was to release Chief Obafemi Awolowo from prison immediately after the coup and make him the executive provisional president of Nigeria. The fact that these Igbo officers who do this to a man not known to be a great lover of the Igbos may have given the coup a different ethnic coloration. But again, I may be wrong here since this view is speculative. I admit that my position here may be the naive insight of an unsuspecting young officer who view events from a distance. I want to say that General Babangida is not wrong, he's right. What he stated is what happened. Even one of the coup plotter, Adewale Ademuyega, in his book Why We Struck, also narrated the same incident, the same event that General Babangida has narrated. To get a deeper understanding of what happened in that coup, I want you to get this book, Politics and Violence, Nigerian Military Coup Culture, 1966 to 1976 by Max Silion. This is not a Nigerian, but he stayed in Nigeria and he observed the coup. He understands Nigerian politics. When you read this book, you will understand what the Igbos have been going through in the hands of the Nigerian government. Again, General Babangida failed to admit in his book that Dim Chukwu Emeka Odumegwu Ojukwu was also one of those that crushed the coup. Dim Chukwu Emeka Odumegwu Ojukwu ensured that the coup was not successful in Kaduna, where he was in charge, where he was the commandant. And also, Aguiyi Ironsi, who was an Igbo man, successfully crushed that coup. It was the reason why he was made the head of state, because he successfully crushed the coup. Aguiyi Ironsi was supposed to be killed, but because he was a man of enjoyment, he moved from one place to the other and went from one nightclub to the other. So when they went to his home, he was nowhere to be found. When you read this book, you will get that event. Everything that happened that night, every event that occurred in the 1966 coup will be told to you. Go and get this book and you will understand that what happened to the Igbos was just a political propaganda to tag them evil people. Like he stated, the intention of these coup plotters was to release Awolowo from prison and make him the provisional president. Awolowo was aware of this. Why did Awolowo keep quiet all this while? Why the Igbos were being tagged the coup plotters? Why did he keep quiet all this while the Igbos were being killed for what they did not know about? Is it an act of betrayal? Maybe. Also be aware that even when Odumegwu Ojukwu seceded out of Nigeria, Awolowo was also in the know. It was also expected that Awolowo is going to declare the state of Oduduwa, but Awolowo chickened out. Is it an act of cowardice? Maybe.